Welcome to the Knakal News Network. The Knakal News Network is brought to you by Massey Knakal Realty Services, New York's #1 building sales firm.
Hi, I'm Jon Hageman, sales team manager for Massey Knakal. Welcome to the Knakal News Network. Today I'm here with Bob Knakal, chairman of Massey Knakal, and we're going to talk, Bob, a little bit about a recent article that was written in The Real Deal. Bob, premise of the article was that you have a new game plan. Do we have a new game plan that I don't know about?
Well, Hags, we don't have a new game plan. I thought it was an interesting title to that article, but we're doing the same old thing we've always been doing. We don't have a new focus. I think that the premise of the article was that we've been getting a lot of larger transactions recently, closing a lot of larger transactions, and I think that really has just stemmed from an organic growth that has come with increasing market share and the fact that property values are going up so much that properties are just worth a lot more today than they were in the past.
So Bob, tell us, what was the first deal that you thought, this is my largest deal to date?
Yeah, well, the first really large transaction I handled for over $100 million was Harry Maclow's multifamily transaction that we handled in 2003. That portfolio sold for $179 million. That was a very, very large one, the largest one that we had done to date at that time. And since then, we went through a period of several years where we didn't do any transactions over $100 million. And since then, there's been a steady rise in the number of larger transactions that we've handled. But actually, the process of handling those sales is not very different than it is for a smaller transaction.
So Bob, getting back to the article, was it something that you thought you made a conscious decision to focus on these larger deals?
No, not at all. I was asked by Adam, who wrote the article, whether going after larger transactions was something that I made a conscious decision about, or why didn't I go for larger transactions earlier? I would have loved to have sold $100 million properties from the day I started. So again, if you're looking at the development market, we see that with values approaching $1,000 a square foot, even small sites are worth 9 figures.
Bob, why don't you talk about a few of the development transactions we're working on right now that are in excess of 9 figures?
Well, on the development side, we have the site at the northwest corner of 34th Street and 10th Avenue, which has a maximum buildable footage of 1.2 million feet when you incorporate the bonuses. We expect that transaction will sell for well in excess of $200 million. And we're working on 111 Washington Street, which has a buildable square footage approaching 400,000 feet. We expect that transaction will be in the mid 200 millions. So there are some very large transactions we're handling, but we're also focused on a number of development transactions in the 50 to 100 range. So there have been a number of larger sites that we've been working on and a number that are in the pipeline that we expect to be bringing to market soon.
Now that covers development. What about multifamily and office?
Well, in the office sector, as you know, we recently closed a transaction for almost $200 million for Einstein University and the sale of a portfolio of office buildings. And in the multifamily sector, we have the Kew Gardens portfolio, which is another portfolio that we expect to sell for well in excess of $200 million. That's a 53 building package that consists of 1,270 apartments. But again, we're not focused on going out for large transactions. We're focused on the relationships that we have with our clients. And if our clients happen to own larger properties and they want us to implement our marketing program for those, that's what we want to do for them. So in summary, there's no new game plan for Team Knakal. We are just focusing on a natural progression in transaction size based upon what we've been doing for years. Larger transactions are no different than smaller transactions. There are just more zeros tagged on. We expect both volume and value to continue to be enhanced through 2014, which should lead to many more large transactions for the firm.
Thank you for joining us today. Tune in next week for another installment on the Knakal News Network.